The following moments may contain explicit language.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my gosh, it's your daily dose of DP action going on here. Welcome back, everybody, to Uncanceled Culture. I am Porky.
The Louie.
And that is Cranky's signature move right there. Guess what? So I got these guys. So I wanted to try that garage beer from the Kelsey Brothers, right? It's listed as a classic light beer, 95 calories, 4%. So these guys are trying it for the first time. So let's get their hot take real quick. But before we do that, I would be remiss not to let you know that we are on TikTok, Uncanceled Culture Pod, on Instagram, Uncanceled_culture, and now on YouTube at Uncanceled Culture Pod. So,
And follow us on Facebook,
first takes.
Instagram, and
Oh, and
everything else.
Facebook too. Yeah, of course. We're on all that. So, who wants to go first?
That's good. I mean, it's not bad.
Tastes like a regular beer, right?
I mean, I would compare it to 8,
8, yeah.
right?
Well,
Aikman's.
when I mentioned it to you guys, I said when I tried it, it tastes like Ultra.
No.
You think it tastes better or less?
There's a taste to it.
It's
Because
a little.
Ultra really doesn't have a
It's
taste.
kind of smooth. The Ultra smooth.
Yeah, I mean,
But
it's
this
just,
is not smooth.
you're just drinking flavored beer. I mean, like a watered down beer is what the Ultra tastes like. I mean, it's not a bad taste to me. I still like it, but this has a taste to it. Like I said, to me, it reminds me of the 8 from Aikman. It has a beer taste. Like there's a little bit of an
Real strong
aftertaste to
beer.
it. Yes.
Frankie?
It's got a little hops to it.
Yeah, but it's good. I think
Well,
it's good.
what I thought was to me, I mean, and
There's some
it's been
twang
a,
there if you want some.
it's been a while since I actually drank. So when I drank about 4 of these the other day, I was like, wait a minute.
Lightheaded?
I felt a buzz. It felt like a little buzz. And Cranky was asking me, he's like, well, did you eat? I said, yeah, I ate before I started drinking. And I go, I don't know, maybe there's.
Oh, maybe that's my problem.
Yeah,
Maybe I should eat.
yeah. Maybe you should eat, so you don't get,
Lucas McCain.
But yeah, garage beer. I mean, it's all right. I mean, I thought it was okay.
I mean,
was
that's not
watching
something that I'm gonna go and be like, I gotta go. I gotta find this.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's a regular beer.
like
they
when-
do have a lime one though.
I'd have to try
I don't
that
know
one.
if I'd want to drink
I would
that.
try it. I would
Lime.
try it. Now, it's not like when y'all were telling us about Yingling. Now, when that came out, that I did go and one look for, and then 2, even at the bars, I was like, hey, y'all got flights, y'all have regular Yingling, y'all got okay, let me have that. Like I was when I had it, it was good, and I wanted to keep drinking it. Right, it was the phase. This one, I don't see that I would have a phase where I'm gonna go and all right, I gotta go find this garage beer. Like it's not it's not like that.
And it's everywhere too. It's Walmart, HEB, even some corner stores have it. But I saw at Walmart they have a lime type version of the beer. I don't know if it's
Walmart always carries all the stuff, bro. They
Well,
carry
HEB
everything.
does too, but you got to go
No.
to the Central Market. You got to go to Central Market to get that.
Well,
stuff.
I think HEB. I mean they do carry everything, but I think they're behind. I think
HEB.
Walmart comes out first with the new stuff. I mean, have y'all tried the dill pickle hot Cheetos?
No.
Well, I have some there, but
Taste test?
it took forever for HEB to get them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
What do you think, Crank? It's all right.
It's good. I mean, yeah. But it's funny how you brought up the Yingling because I remember when that was coming out. It was like Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
When it came out.
Yeah, dude.
You know,
it was always sold out.
it was out, or you just couldn't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
You know. And then I finally tried it, and I see what the whole fuss was about. It's like
That was
We thought it was a myth.
well,
It's not here
personally
yet.
for me. But since I like the darker stuff, right? I like the hard, not so much. Yeah, I guess
Like the
harder
IPA
stuff.
taste.
Yeah, IPA stuff. Like I can take that. So all I heard was about my nephew told me about Yingling, you gotta try it. I was like, okay, all right. So finally I tried it. That was the first beer that I ever tasted that I actually wanted to drink again because I thought it tasted good. I thought it was like actually pretty good. But I'm not drinking as much as I used to, so I've been out of the game, unlike you guys.
sure.
Well, welcome back, Cranky. This is actually This
He's
is the
from
first.
hiatus.
This is the first show.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't drink like I used to, but I sure as hell try.
Trying to get back to the top.
So yesterday we went to the river and everybody had drinks,
Of course.
right? And I was like, man, we're a little far. I had the kids, and I was like, I'm not gonna indulge, right? I had a small little shot of tequila, and then I had a few sips of Sabrina's drink. She was drinking the Topo Chico, the hard Topo Chico.
Oh, okay.
She was drinking those, the
Well,
strawberry.
she was drinking water.
Yeah, so she was drinking that.
Just water.
And so I had a few sips, but I was like, no, I'll wait. Got to my cousin's, daughter's graduation yesterday. Shout out to Layla, graduating from Bragg.
Layla.
Yeah.
Layla.
And so started there, man. I think I had like 4 Modelos, and then all of a sudden we started with tequila shots, Deep Eddy shots, buzzball shots. Like we were doing everything, bro. And so from like 9 to 12, I just went hard. So as soon as the fight was over,
You went
we
hard
came
in the
home.
paint.
Yeah, bro. So, but yeah, shout out to Layla, shout out to Sara who just graduated. So, one down.
Yeah. Tristan, too. Tristan, the middle kid, he graduated.
Nice,
So
nice.
he'll be off to St. Mary's. What are they going to be doing?
So I know Layla's supposed to be going to Incarnate Ward,
Nice. Good.
and then Sara. So she had the whole Texas State thing that she was thinking about, but she's thinking of maybe just starting here because she has the promise.
Oh, yeah.
The scholarship. So, and starting at Palo Alto, which leads to A&M, San Antonio. So she's probably gonna go that route.
Good.
She wanted to go dance at Texas State, but now is thinking of getting a degree so she can teach dance
yeah.
and do that because she really likes it. So, it's good, man. She's at least she has some things in mind that she's wanting to do, and it's not like I don't know. So
I will say this though, because we do know somebody that they did dance out here, one of those clubs or whatever they're called, dance teams or whatever, and she went.
Perfect 10.
No, not that.
Not that
She
club.
she wasn't a pole dancer. She was just a regular dancer.
Hey, pole dancing.
But who knows where it might lead? I don't know.
Pole dancing is a thing, man. I didn't know that.
Oh, like they take classes? And
Yes.
shit? Yeah. Well, I mean, that doesn't make them.
We know where we're
I don't see them making
originating.
money on it though.
Yeah,
I don't see them
that
making
doesn't
money.
technically make them any money, or
You
but
can't
no.
put a what? You can't put a cat in the oven and call it a biscuit.
Exactly. Even the sun shines on the dog's ass some days. Say, white man can't jump.
Oh shit! Yeah, man. But I get your point there. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, she's actually a strutter up in for Texas State.
Yeah.
They have all these experiences, so I mean, I don't know, man. They've gone to Costa Rica, they've gone to Hollywood, they've gone to all sorts of places,
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool, if she gets that opportunity.
Yeah,
she should
and
try.
I don't know. I know that that was the first thing on her mind, and we took her to a few of the camps and stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
But just because it's gonna be expensive,
Oh, yeah.
and she'd have to use her,
Believe me,
off the bat. So I said, hey man, knock out all this other stuff. Knock out all your basics and stuff
Yeah.
first.
And a lot of the ones here are free now.
Yep.
I think that Northwest Vista.
Yeah. No, all the
Palo
Alamo
Alto,
College.
all those,
She can go to any
pictures.
Alamo College.
Yeah.
With that Promise program. So
Nice. Well, congratulations to everybody. We graduated about 40 years ago.
30.
30.
Come on,
30?
man. Don't add 10
30?
years. Don't add 10 years, man.
Did you say tomorrow?
It was tomorrow I graduate? Well, we graduate in
Well, we thought I said it was a 6, and
I thought it. Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it
that
would have been
dude up
Friday.
there in New York.
Yeah.
That dude.
Yeah.
That dude up there in New York said it wasn't.
I mean, do we go by the day we graduated, or do we go by our last day of school?
Well, I said the day we
I said
graduated.
graduation.
But you know, and that's crazy because, like, when we went, graduation, wasn't it a few, like, it was a little bit away from our last day of school?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I think so.
And you see a lot of them now is like the very next day. And I'm like, that's crazy.
Well, you know how the kids are these days. So
They're like,
I
well, we
think
got them.
they
You got to
need
hurry
a-
up.
Yeah, exactly. We're just letting them go. I think we need to get it done before they act. 2 weeks later, they're gonna be like, graduation? What?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're just gonna be, So let's.
Well, you
let's
gotta-
go.
we gotta take
Let's,
care of
we're
it. You gotta
here,
take
they're
advantage.
here. Let's get rid of them. So let's. And all these crazy they're letting kids get away with a lot of shit.
Oh,
nowadays.
yeah.
Have you seen all the videos of all these fucking
Yeah.
people doing flips and shit? This dude did a flip and knocked out this girl.
Did you see?
with his
Did you
feet.
see the one that the WWE one?
I heard about that one.
Oh, when he
Where the last guy, the last guy that he was like, "Come on!" Like they were calling him, like, "Let's go," and he was like, "Hold on," and all of a sudden the music starts playing, like the wrestling music,
Yeah.
and then one guy pushes him, and then he freaking, I don't know what he did, stun him or whatever he did. And,
See, man, and they got rid of one of the dudes because he had a Fred Flintstone tie. You remember that?
On ours?
Yeah.
On ours.
You remember?
Well, ours was you couldn't do anything.
You couldn't do
did.
anything.
You couldn't do anything.
Couldn't do shit.
No. Once
No.
you did something, you walked the stage, they took
then
your
they-
cap and
yeah.
gown and see ya.
yeah,
Get out of here.
You
no,
didn't
and they
go
would
back
tell
out.
you,
You didn't go
you're not getting your diploma there.
Yeah,
you don't get your
didn't go-
diploma.
Yeah, you don't
Well,
go
we
back
didn't
out.
get our diploma. They got mailed to
No,
us.
they mailed to us.
But
That's
they were
right.
saying we're not giving you your diploma. That's what was told to us. You will not get your diploma.
Oh well,
Well,
and
and I was like-
that guy they just removed him and they didn't let him come back out to sit down. But he took his Fred Flintstone tie out of his gown and showed it, and they took him off stage. And the shit they're doing now, I mean, really?
It's crazy.
Come on, man.
Well, speaking of graduations, I've seen some of the graduates. I've seen some of the stuff they're wearing, and I'm like, what the heck?
Oh.
Right? Like,
You're talking about the parents? Or
no.
the
Well,
kids?
first I'm talking about the kids, the girls. Okay, and
God.
I'm like, there's nothing to the imagination. Okay, but then as you're leaving the graduation and coming out, so that way you can meet with the family and like take pictures, and then you see the moms come out, and I'm like, what club are they going to?
They talk about pole dancing.
Yeah, for real. And I'm like, dude,
I see where you get it.
yeah, exactly. And then, like I mentioned, there was
in the family.
a certain dad of a certain individual that showed up and in a tux. And I was like, "What? Why are you in a tuxedo, bro?" At first, when he came, I didn't know who this guy was.
It was a rental, man.
Well, I didn't know who this guy was, so he comes.
Genghis?
He's got his shades on. He's got his tux on, and I'm thinking, is he the limo driver? Like, was he gonna pick somebody up?
They were cool.
And they were cold. Yeah, and then he comes and he just freaking gives her flowers, and I'm like, oh, that's the dad. I was like, oh, okay, well, shit. Motherfucker he hasn't been around, but the big event comes and he's got to be there, take pictures.
And hey, you never know he's gonna be the next one, so he went all out.
Damn.
Yeah.
Like, I saw you on the ESPN.
It was a black tie event. That's what
He's like, oh,
I thought we could be like Tiger and his daddy.
Yeah, so if you want to go out to eat, now I got to take this
Yeah.
truck back. I got about an hour left before they charge
No, I'm
me.
picking up this family right here down the street. Real quick, I gotta take them to their dinner.
Oh man, yeah, but that's crazy, man. I mean, and that's all over TikTok because that's where we get our news. And you see some of the way the moms, the way the
Yes,
moms are
bro.
dressed, it's like, dude.
No, I saw it firsthand at 3 graduations. So
I think that's probably like the only thing I miss about graduations is that seeing all that stuff. You know.
Looking good, Miss Parker.
Oh man.
Oh god. Well, speaking of Bill Millers,
Christina, this one's for you.
this is for you.
They're back in the news again.
They're back again. Now this time they hurt a 4-year-old boy
Yeah.
because apparently their sauce is very hot, people.
I mean,
If you haven't learned
if that
anything-
yellow sticker that says caution,
Right. For the thousands and thousands of dollars they spent to buy stickers to put on their bags
No,
that say...
so that one happened last year too. It happened before they put the caution.
No
on.
way.
Yes.
Oh.
That one happened like last year.
but that's in the court now because
in the
now they're
court now,
suing.
yes.
Because the other one sued, so they want to get their money.
I'm just going to put a scar on my arm. I'm going to go to the Bill Millers and tell them, look, motherfuckers, this happened last year before you put your
This
sticker.
happened because I was reading your article. And I took my eyes off the road.
I was dipping my brisket taco inside the sauce and it spilled on my hand and now I got scars.
Here's what I don't.
Come on, man.
They're saying, why would you put something hot in the reach of a child? And I'm thinking, why wouldn't the guardian of the child tell him, don't grab shit that's hot? You know how they used to tell us, don't touch the stove, it's hot. Don't put your finger in the socket, cause then you'll be a niner. Like don't do stuff like that, right?
Oh,
I'm like, bro,
shout out to Joseph.
don't like what they're saying that it was on the top too. It wasn't even the guy wasn't carrying. It was on the top, and this 4-year-old, I guess, is a 5'4" reached up and pulled it, and it spilled on him. And I'm like,
Where did it hit him?
Did
Did
it
him in
land
the
on his
face?
face?
I know his face. I think.
Yeah.
Really?
And that he was with the grandfather, and the grandfather, I guess, had turned away for a second, and that's when he grabbed it. And I'm like, so you're not keeping the 4-year-old that you're babysitting?
So you're not suing the grandfather?
exactly.
for-
Well, I don't know. Maybe
negligence?
the grandfather's not even around anymore. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Grandfathers these days are not like grandfathers.
You're right. They're like 40. They're like 40.
Yes, they're like 40. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a good point. But why do you wait that long? Are you telling me that it took that long to get into the system?
No.
Did it take that long
No,
to
it
get
took that long to read the
abducted?
article.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, not only that,
that
why-
happened, and now you're blaming him a year later.
I mean, you got to go to lawyer to see which lawyer is going to pick it up, first of all.
Yeah.
You're telling me the Hammer didn't pick it
The
up?
Hammer
before?
didn't, I guess not. You know, I just don't understand what lawyer picks it up and says, "Yup, you got a case."
Wait.
And,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
and you're right, because it wasn't in the news. It wasn't something that was reported. Because lawyers are freaking vultures. If there's something that's on TV and it's reported, they're calling you. You're not calling them.
Okay.
They're reaching out to you and like, hey, like when I was in the accident, hey, got these reports that you were in an accident.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
have an attorney already? Like they're vultures. They're looking to get their payday.
Ambulance chasers.
Yeah,
is what they
exactly
call
what they are. So, you know, I mean, I get it, but this guy, yeah, the family they saw 2.8. Let's see what we can get, and they're sweet. And I'm
So did
thinking the 4-year-old had 2nd-degree burns and has scars from it a year later, and they're only asking for $1 million.
They're just trying to see if they can get something.
Exactly.
Why would you ask for that much? Why would you wait? Why would you wait? If I had
If I thought
a 4-year-old,
if I thought they were negligent, I would have done it right away.
And if I would have wanting to blame Bill Millers for that, I would have did it the next day. I would have been calling all sorts of attorneys and called the next day and say, "Hey, fucking Bill Millers did it again. $5 million."
I'm just Bill Millers just needs to stop selling their barbecue sauce hot.
Yeah,
no other
Cranky's
company does it but them.
Cranky's on he's on
know.
that.
Now, and I'm surprised being here in San Antonio that Bill Millers is the only thing getting sued, because there's a lot of Mexican restaurants you go to that they serve hot plates.
Oh yeah,
But
and they tell you,
But they tell you.
But they tell you.
But doesn't matter though. It doesn't protect them from being.
but they don't have a sticker.
Yes, exactly.
Or it's not on the menu.
Not on the menu.
Yes. But they come and they tell you it and wants to play this plate because they have the freaking towel.
Watch it, hot plate.
I mean, I know I'm putting it out there already, but I don't know, man. Maybe I'll go to Mama Margies because they serve their salsa hot.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
He's just gonna stand there and dump it right on his head. Ah! 50 minutes. Local man is burned by.
All the
Hot
kids,
sauce
the
at
kids,
Mama
everybody
Margies.
loves Mama Margies, dude. I can't stand it. I think it's trash.
I used to get the quesadillas.
I think it's trash. I mean, I took them all one time. We spent like $80 because it's a lot of us, and the food was trash.
You didn't like it?
Like, we've gone there before. The kids love the bean and cheese tacos, right? I'm like, okay, great. The salsa, Sabrina loves that. But I'm like, I had food and I'm like, it just wasn't like, it didn't hit.
It's fast Mexican fast food.
I know, but
It's Mexican fast food. It's not supposed to hit. It's like a little less than Taco Bell. It's Mexican fast
I would
food.
have rather had Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
saying. And now they're opening up another Mexican restaurant right there, the old Dairy Queen, down there on the south
What are
side.
they making?
It's a tapatía.
Yeah.
La tapatía. There's another one of those somewhere, but I
Yeah,
forget.
it's on Culebra, was it?
It's
There's one on Culebra and Callahan.
I'm pretty sure there's
Yeah,
one
they're
on
all
Flores.
there.
I think there's one on Flores.
Yeah.
Come to the south side. There's plenty of Mexican restaurants down here. But I mean, I don't know. Come on. Why wouldn't that be frivolous? Right? Wouldn't you think that'd be a frivolous lawsuit? Like you waited a whole year later after your son got 2nd-degree burns.
I don't know. Honestly, if I'm Bill Miller's, I'm settling and I'm gonna offer them, $100,000 and see if they bite.
They might say yes. They probably will.
Yeah, because honestly, to me, it's just chasing money now. And then 2, it hit like Cranky said, it's been a long time. So, how is it really going to stand? Are they really gonna side in their favor? I don't know. I would be like, hey man, here's $100,000. Shut up.
And then when they stop serving their barbecue cold, Cranky's gonna be mad. I can't dip my chopped bun in there. It's cold.
Why are you going to Bill Miller's in the first place?
Go to B&B.
That's why I understand. Why are you going to Bill Miller's?
You know
in the
why I
first
don't
place?
go to B&B? Because I'll spend $80 to feed my family.
Yeah,
That's why I don't go to B&B.
Well, shit, Bill Miller's isn't any different. They're freaking expensive too.
Mm-hmm.
All their prices went up. Freaking the damn 3-piece tenders used to be like $5.95, and that shit's like $9 something.
Everything is their chicken is bland. Everything is bland. You know how much I have to use half a bottle of ketchup just to give it some flavoring. It's horrible.
I'll eat the strips every once in a while, and then or like the Wild Bill.
The one with it
It has the
different
brisket and the
flavors.
sausage. Yeah, like that's about it.
Well, let's do it. We'll just grab a whole bunch and we'll douse it on Louie and see what happens. Sabrina was giving him up for fodder.
I know. Shit, let's go to Mama Margies.
Yeah.
Damn.
Speaking of Mama Martin, no, hot takes.
Okay,
Hot shots.
So I got a hot take, man. This is Sabrina's,
How
but
do they say it? Like unpopular opinion, right?
Is that what
Isn't
it's
that
called?
how they say it?
I mean, I've heard the phrase, but I
Yeah,
don't
something
know.
like that. Anyway, well, what does Sabrina have on her mind?
so her pool team threw her a little birthday thing for right at her game, and they had a cake and they gave her a little pin and they started putting money. One of the girls gave her 20, a couple of the girls were giving some bills.
As you do, yeah.
Well, one of the players, her and her husband, they're millionaires.
Oh, whoa.
Because from what we gather and everything that we've heard, he was involved in an accident and ended up making some money.
He went to Bill Miller.
Right, with the Bill Miller. So came into some money. You see them. This dude has a flashy, diamond-studded watch.
Oh my gosh.
Same freaking type of bracelet, chain, everything like matching. Right. You see them. They have matching tennies. They're older couple. But like the team shirt is red, so they have like red dunks, right? They have like red Nikes.
Okay.
They have like it's everything. They're flashy.
They match. They're flashy.
Everybody's giving all this, and they see that they're giving Sabrina money, and they look at their table, and well, what they've paid for their beer, they had some change, so they gave her a $5. And we're like, what's with the $1 million people giving $5 for a birthday? You know, and Sabrina's like, and it's just she doesn't expect anything.
Yeah.
But when you see everybody else, and then they're like, here. It's like it wasn't even thought out. Like they knew they were having something because we showed up late.
Yeah.
I took her late so that way they can surprise her with
surprise.
everything, right?
Yeah.
So they knew, they saw the cake there already. They had the whole thing set up.
So they didn't see the suitcase and put
Yeah,
two and two
they
together?
didn't see the airline tickets and put 2 and 2 together. So it was like, let me see. Here's $5, and let me put it on your. I'm like, don't spend it all at one place now. Yeah,
That's how the rich stay rich, man. They keep it in the
keep it in the family
Yeah.
and they don't spend.
and they don't spend.
So I don't know, dude. I was just it threw me back a little bit.
I mean, how
was
many
like,
accidents do you think they're gonna have in their lifetime?
Well,
But then
keep
as old
going
as they are, they're not gonna have that much more lifetimes.
That's what I'm
So
saying, so they gotta-
spend it as you have it.
Because one of them's gonna do the job. Let me tell you, they keep having accidents.
Yeah.
I mean, we try and teach that to Boston, right? The youngest kid. Like they had a little birthday. We didn't invite very many. Like we didn't even. It was really just a family, like small family. It wasn't even everybody. And this is what we have to do because this is the way kids are now. Before the party starts, we tell him, whatever you get, you say thank you.
Yes.
I don't want to hear, oh, I already have that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, why am I getting this? Oh, am I getting money? I was like, no. Don't just say thank you and give them a hug and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't want to, because you know how kids are.
Yeah. Well, we
You
have
give
we
them a
have
Lego thing and they're like, I already got that one. Shh.
yeah we have one like that. We have one like that.
And it's
Aw.
like, really?
They would, aw, bro. I'm like, dude, stop, bro.
no.
Just say thank you. Yeah.
But I mean, but again, like you don't.
Or
you
they
tell-
run up to 'em.
Be grateful for what they get.
Or they ran up to,
But-
what did you get me?
Yeah.
No.
It's like
Be
you
glad
be-
they showed up.
You be grateful for what you get, but you know that there's some people that's like, that's all they gave them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now we know what you're getting for Christmas. But yeah,
Well, that's why you put the receipt in the gift so they can take it back.
so you can see they spent $5 on his gift. What is this receipt from the Dollar Tree? Oh shit!
Oh, 5 and below.
Five below.
Dude, are you gonna take a shot?
But it's time, man.
Yeah, go ahead, do it.
It's already time.
Do it. You
Hey,
guys-
we're cracking this thing open.
Oh, it's brand new.
Brand new.
Maybe pick it off the table so it's not ringing in my ears. All right, thank you.
My cousin brought one like that for Christmas,
Uh-huh.
and it finished on that day.
Damn.
We finished it that day.
Well,
We made margaritas with that one.
I
time.
did that with a bottle of Rebecca Creek, and that was done in like an hour and a half.
That's good.
Yeah, it
Rebecca
is.
Creek's good.
It's
I've
really
tried
good.
it.
Really good.
So salute to the guys. They had their garage beer. Now it's time for some 1800 silver
It is Blanco.
blanco. That means it's really filtered.
This from
And I'm glad this garage beer has a sign that says "Open at this end." Because I don't know.
I would have done it. Wait a minute. Hey,
I would've tried to punk-
I know.
You could have cut yourself and sued the
Punk
Kelseys,
it.
man.
Yeah.
Punctured it with
Damn
a
it.
pen or pencil. Salute.
Welcome back, Cranky.
Round the. How does it go? Round the gullet. Here it comes.
I don't know. I only know dirty ones.
1800 tequila, baby.
Woo.
100% agave.
That was interesting. I did notice that when I didn't say anything about it, but yeah, that's very interesting. This is where they're open it from this side. Not,
Imagine trying to sue this place and like, I opened it from this and come myself. Well, there's a sign. You said open. Damn it.
Open here.
it had a sticker, sir. It had a sticker. So my hot shot, quick take, unpopular opinion, whatever you want to call it. So I saw this video last night. I actually saw 2 videos. So it was pertaining to a bunch of these dudes. You know who they are. Starts with an E, ends with an S. So apparently they got in their little trocas and they're driving around military.
Those.
Yeah, those guys.
Those.
The
Edgars.
Oh,
Edgars, yeah. So they got in their little trocas and they gather in certain areas, in parking lots or empty lots or whatever, and they do their
immigration court,
and they do
whatever.
Yes, close enough. So they're so what they did last night is they gathered around the QT. Nice pure
I thought you were gonna say QQs.
little QT. No, pure QT, the best. I mean, of all the corner stores, that's probably the best corner store you could go into, right?
Yeah.
QT. They're so saintly in there. They're just so nice. So they all gathered around in the parking lot. They took up all the gas pumps. They took up all the parking spaces. And then these 3 Edgars actually, decide to get up on top of the gas pump. They get up on top of the gas pump and they start dancing around like fools, idiots, right? So this is going on, and the cops found their way, right? And they basically closed off all the exits, and they cornered all these guys in there, and they cited every single one of them, right? But here's the thing. Here's my issue. Here's my problem. When you get into these truck guys, right? And they have these groups, right? Because they want to get into their clubs and they want to be noticed and they want to get in their car clubs. Okay, go get in a car club. That's fine. Go get noticed by your people, right? But the one thing that they always ask for is what? They want respect. I want respect. Nobody gives me respect and blah, blah, blah. Well, that's why you join the club, right? So you get in your little car club so you can have respect because those are the people you want to be around. But the quickest way to lose respect from other people is from doing shit like that. So how do you expect how do you demand respect when you're out there doing stupid shit like this, ruining gas stations, ruining parking lots, ruining the middle of the fucking streets, doing donuts and shit, running over people like dumbasses, and then getting on top of Jeeps and driving away and falling off, and now the guys, that's a different topic, but still.
Well, I mean, it relates.
It relates. That's what I'm saying. You do shit like that, and somebody gets hurt.
But they were a good kid.
And he was a good kid. He was straight A's and he did that, whatever. Like, okay, yeah, sure. But you lost my respect and everybody else's respect. And the one thing that you're asking for, and you lost it. Like, you wanna be noticed, you wanna be respected. Go find a fucking cure for cancer. Go to school. Go, learn how to build a wall or a bridge or wall.
Go build a wall.
You know what I'm talking about? But this is why I'm saying, this is why it pisses me off, because the one thing that they want, they feel like they don't get noticed. They feel like they're outcast, and they feel like, and then you go to the godly QT and do that shit.
Yeah.
And if the funny thing was to see all the cops fucking corner them in because they had nowhere to go. With all these dumbasses in their trucks and their
So they finally did something right.
So they cornered them and they fucking got them. They got them all. But that's what got me, man. It's like you want to be respected. You want to be show your shit or whatever. Show it to your friends, dude. Nobody else gives a shit about your fucking truck. Nobody gives a shit about it.
Go to like the way they used to do it back in the day, and go to an empty parking lot of a business that's closed for the evening and go do it there.
Yeah, it's on Sundays. They did it last night, apparently. It's a Saturday night.
It's crazy.
But the other stuff is when these guys try and what do you call them? Like, back them up. Like, oh, well, they're not doing anything. Well, they're on fucking top. They're ruining other people's shit.
Well, yeah, and they're costing business.
That QT lost out on all that fucking business because people couldn't get in, people couldn't get out.
Well, not only that, and then how much longer to cite everybody so people can't get in to still go get gas.
It was funny, dude. They made them all line up. They checked all their trucks. They checked all the cars.
I'm pretty sure they were also checking IDs. And I'm pretty sure ICE was down the road waiting just in case. So I was going to say they took their time. They took time out of their day from, busting immigrants. But, yeah.
You don't hear one of them say, "Well, he is a good kid. He was trying to build a wall." Like, I mean, you don't hear that.
Oh, no, man.
That's my quick take.
Well, you know, speaking of kids on back of vehicles, you had sent us that one about that the senior where they were doing when we had talked to Sada about it.
Water, what is it
they
called?
were doing a senior assassin.
Senior assassin.
And they were doing the water gun thing and, you know, checking locations and they were doing all that. And this one kid is in the back of was it a Jeep?
It was a Jeep.
The back of a Jeep, hits a bump, and this dude goes flying, hits his head, and ends up dying.
Did he die?
Yeah.
He did.
Why?
Why did he
How
die?
far was that water gun gonna shoot from the back of a vehicle? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
But he was a good kid, Louis.
You know, and
He was a
I'm
good
not
kid,
you
man.
know, and you know what? And I'm not gonna say he wasn't, but he was doing some stupid shit.
That's quickest.
Like,
You fuck around and find out.
exactly, dude. That's when they were doing this. I was like, man, just don't go and get yourself in a position or in a situation where we're gonna have to either be called to go bail you out or go check you out of a hospital. Like, that's not
Right.
what we're wanting to do. Just go and have fun, but don't be stupid. And then for the mom to be like, this was not an accident. So they threw him off on purpose? Like, what?
How? What do you mean
He was
it's
on the
not an
back of the
accident?
vehicle himself. He made a choice to be on the back of the vehicle, and he fell off. So if she wants to hold somebody accountable,
No.
you hold him accountable.
Yeah. He's the
Well,
one.
I mean,
that
you
did
can't
it.
hold him accountable anymore, but hold him accountable because he's the one, he's the one that made the choice. I mean,
Well, what do you tell these kids? You got teenagers
Yeah.
here. I got a teenager at home. What do you tell them before you leave? Don't do anything stupid.
yeah, if I
Don't do
found out
anything
you're doing that shit,
stupid.
believe me.
Look, I see where you're at. Don't turn off your thing because if you turn it off, you're gonna make it worse. I know where you're going. I know what you're doing. So don't do anything stupid. Take your ID. If anything happens, don't be a fucking idiot and try and act all big shit in front of your friends. Just fucking don't do
Cooperate.
something
Yeah.
stupid, right? And that's what we tell them all the time. Is it his free will? Is it his destiny?
It was his
Chose to get onto the
Yeah.
back of the Jeep. I mean,
I mean, they didn't hold him at gunpoint. They hold him at a water gun
water gun point. They got him at water gun.
You know, I mean, he made the decision, man.
Look, the kid died. Okay, I know.
and that's
we're
sad.
We're
yeah.
not making. I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess we are making fun of it.
Well,
but
I mean,
we're not making fun of it.
We're not making fun of it. We're not making, but we're stating the obvious, bro.
I mean,
like it's stupid.
It's dumb.
It's stupid
dumb.
for the mom to come out and be like, "I want somebody held accountable for this." This wasn't an accident. Well, then,
It's like those. Okay, close to the same topic. In that sense of what you're talking about, the mom.
Mm-hmm.
There was a shit. I don't even know. I don't remember what state it was. But these guys broke into a house like at 3 or 4 in the morning, right? So they're trying to kick down the door, and they finally get in. They all rush in, and then they all rush out because the fucking owner
Oh,
had
the video
a
you
gun.
sent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
He has a gun, and he ends up killing
two
two of them.
shoots all 4, but kills 2.
There was 3.
Oh, 3?
But one of them didn't die.
Yeah.
But the 2 that did die, what did the parents do?
Yeah, they want that dude held
They want to
accountable.
sue the guy
Yeah,
for killing their kid.
for defending his home.
They were inside his house.
Yeah, they broke into his house, and you can hear the video. You can hear him screaming, "Whoa, what are you doing? Hey, and they continue to kick until they kicked it in.
And they came in and
then
they rushed out.
tried to
and
kick it out, and they didn't.
fucked
The robber
around.
sued my friend. You think that's justice? No. I got him 10.
It's Liar Liar, one of the greatest movies ever. Thank you, Jim Carrey, for that masterpiece. But yeah, man, I mean, is there justice in that? You pay me for killing my son because he was in your house trying to steal
Illegally.
your stuff.
Yeah. Or
But
kill
yet
him.
you
Or kill
owe me
him.
money. Yeah,
because they
who
had
knows what
guns.
they
They
did.
found guns on the floor when they were running away.
So you pay me because you killed my son. Where's the justice in that? Again, people died. Understandably.
I think we're gonna have a running segment of what these dumb kids do this week, because this is
It's
stupid,
a running
man.
gag, man.
Dude.
This shit that happens every day.
On today's episode of Fuck Around and Find Out.
Yep, for real. It's gonna be one of our segments from now on.
Today's episode of What Did Edgar Do Today? But that really pissed me off, dude. I mean, going back to that whole Edgar thing, it's like the one reason they join these car clubs is because they want to feel, like they're somebody, like they're respected.
Well, that's the same
Like
thing the
they're
way they
like-
were back in gangs back in the day too.
Which QT was it?
on Military in 35.
Oh, the one right there.
Brand new, man. Not brand new, but it's
Oh, that
fairly
one.
new.
Right across
So-
from the Mayan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's only two
Next to
exits.
the Starbucks.
There's only
Yeah.
two exits. There's the one that leads out to Military, and then
And the
there's the
one
one
to
on the
Frederick
side
Road,
street.
yeah.
So they cornered them all in, and that's why I thought it was funny. But anyway, I mean, you don't do
You
stupid
picked a
shit
great
like
one
that.
there, guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow the leader. Man, dumbasses.
Anyway, that's an hour. So thanks, guys, for listening, and we'll see you. Oh no,
We haven't done an hour yet.
are we close?
Cranky didn't get here. Oh, yeah, Cranky didn't get here till 12:05.
I'm kidding. Oh, so what's next, Cranky?
You don't have a
I don't have a hot take, but I do have a
topic.
topic
We have a whole bunch of different.
that we posted on our page like 3 weeks ago, and we
Oh.
never fucking talk about it. We never talked about it.
Which one? Wait, which one?
Why you always bringing up old shit, Cranky? God damn it.
Speaking of, we do have to go over some of the answers from the recent one.
Well, this is why I tried to lead you guys into the new shit. I'm like, okay, we're done with this. Let's move into the new thing.
Which one?
Help
Which,
me, I
which,
need a
which one was that one?
producer.
The would you rather visit your young self,
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
or would you rather
shit
have
thing.
That's right, because it was. Yeah, we haven't.
Okay,
recorded
we have
since
2 minutes on each topic. Go. I'm kidding.
Did we talk about it though?
No, we
talked
didn't.
about it off.
Well,
camera,
in the
probably off.
text.
Yeah.
No,
when
but
it
we
was
didn't,
sent.
so we didn't talk about it yet. On
No,
the show.
no,
Okay.
we haven't. We've been off for 2 weeks.
So let me see if I can find that. Wait, no, that was before Vegas, bro.
No.
Yes, it was.
Well, regardless, we didn't talk about it.
you're right. We didn't
on
talk
here.
about it. Okay,
Live.
you're right.
Live from San Antonio.
So, would you
The
rather?
question-
Okay,
yeah.
so the question was: would you rather have your future self pay you a visit, or you pay your younger self a visit? Okay.
Okay, so now I have to ask a question. So when you're talking about now,
Like if you now,
if I'm me now,
Are
am
you-
visited by my future.
no, would you want to pay?
Oh
Oh no, yeah, you're right. Yes. You're right. And I would want to have my older self today, my older self from now,
The future self.
future self visit me,
Visit me
or me,
now.
yes, visit my younger self.
So I thought that was there was an obvious answer to that. I thought the obvious answer
Well,
was
first of all, I had to understand the question because I said it wrong. When I said it, you were like, no, it's like this. And then I
Yeah.
said, oh, okay, but that's why I had to understand the question.
Well, what's the obvious
what's the
answer
ob-
though?
Well, I thought the obvious answer was you now would want to visit your younger self, But then you think about it, like what kind of repercussions is it going to be? Some Back to the Future type shit where if you tell them one thing and
it changes the
it
outcome
changes the future. Am I gonna butterfly myself up, butterfly affect myself up, and wake up one day with no arms and no legs because I told my younger self something and.
I mean, but you never know. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't get the DWI. Maybe you don't. Like, there's certain things. You know what I mean? Like, you go back and tell yourself. Now, either one to me would have been great because I would take the Back to the Future thing. I'd be like, am I gonna go to my younger self and tell them the Cubs are winning the World Series in 2016? Or am I wanting the future guy to tell me who's winning in 20 whatever so I can place a bet and freaking win a whole bunch of money in Vegas?
Well, you're taking advantage of the question.
I am taking it.
And see, that's another thing too. Let's say they're 20. How much in the future is the one that's gonna come visit you?
It could be next year.
Tomorrow.
Exactly. Yeah, because maybe 20 years from now you're not here no more, mama.
Correct.
Said, why come my 20-year-olds? So, that's why I'm here in the first place, to tell you.
You won't be here.
That's why it's 20 years and not
Yeah.
21. I mean, I don't know, man. But see, okay. I mean, I guess I'm thinking about it too much. But you guys are thinking about it in terms of taking advantage of the situation. Why would your older self want to visit your current self? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like what? Like maybe there is something that happens
To
in the
warn
future.
you, to
Well,
give you some insight, some
Yeah, you just
don't fuck around and find out type shit.
Maybe our younger self right now is telling you, would you want 50-year-old us to come visit us, or you know?
I make it to 50.
We had some pretty good answers. So we had Laguana over here responded. She said, actually,
Oh, really?
yeah. She said first she goes, I would pay my younger self a visit. But then she said, actually, I take that back. I wouldn't do either. If I go back, it would change who I am and the life that I live today, and would most likely alter the person at my side. And I wouldn't risk or change that for the world. If I go into the future, I lose the mystery of it all. And mystery is a part of the adventure. It builds moral character and deepens faith. It gives room to hope and dream. Why hope and dream if you already know the ending? And what is faith without mystery? Okay, that was her. And I have another one from Stephanie from Corpus. And she said, I would pay my younger self a visit. She said, there's people and moments I would have cherished more. And there's people and things that I could have given less energy to. I wouldn't change my path and where I'm at today, but I'd give less and more to certain parts of the journey. They got deep.
You're probably looking at me knowing that I'm not agreeing with any of this.
All right, we got more. We got more. Syracuse.
Oh my God.
I love that response from y'all guys. I love that. I was waiting for that. He says, no matter what you pick, an older version of yourself is visiting a younger version of yourself. And I said, wow, I never knew that. You're really smart. You dumbass. We had Kelly. Shout out. Now
Kelly?
We're going to give a shout out to John. You didn't even come on here, John, but Kelly did. And she said
That's why you're never on the show. You
Care more for her opinions than yours.
She said she would pay her younger self a visit because she would tell herself not to put college off. Don't stress the petty stuff. I had another one from Janine. She says, future self, pay me a visit. I don't want to change the course of actions that it made me who I am and gave me things I have. And younger self was young, immature, may have not understood what I was willing to say or saying at the time. So right now, if future self came to me, I could comprehend it more and take it to heart and listen because she's already matured.
Oh, sorry for the dead air. I'm thinking.
Well, and that was on actually, because I always repost the stuff that we post to the page. We only had one. Never mind. We only had one response on our page, and he says, "Yep." That was from Sebastian.
Sebastian.
So
on,
those comments you're reading were from your own page, or what?
Yeah, because I always post it on the page and then I reposted.
Because remember, everybody likes Louie
Yeah,
more
exactly.
than us. Remember, right?
Exactly.
That's why Cubana is there. That's why
Well, we
Orte-
posted it, we're like, fucking stupid question.
I
And Louis
know.
posted it.
Dumbass.
Oh, wow, that's a freaking, let me comment on that shit. You know?
Let me take time out of my day to comment on this. Let me take about 10 minutes, 15 minutes to comment on this. But if Porky posted it, oh, fuck that.
Same wording, same,
The same picture.
same picture. But because you posted, because you didn't show cleavage, you're not getting a comment.
See, okay.
So go ahead, Porky.
Well,
Floor is yours.
so they mentioned, one of the comments mentioned that, they would change this, or they would say something or do something to change certain stuff. It's still altering what you would decide or how you would feel. Because they also said, well, I would change this, I would change that, but I wouldn't change this, I wouldn't change that. How do you know that what you're telling them or what you're saying, don't do this, or go this, or go to that, don't go to that, do this? How do you know that that's not changing everything else?
True.
Because it could be. Because you could.
Or if you're
now,
giving less energy to somebody,
exactly.
it's going to change some of your outcome. Correct.
The way that you are now is because of what you did when you were younger.
Yeah.
So if you go back and you tell them, well, you fucking don't fuck around with that dude. He's gonna fuck. Don't do with that dude. Don't. Yeah. Then how are you gonna be
kid with that one?
Yeah, you know, that's the one you don't want to have a kid in.
That's the one your mom says is a bad influence.
Oh man, Cranky's not letting that one go, bro. He's never gonna let that one go.
He's not. Oh, rest in peace, Mom. Rest in peace. Hey, man, that's the way moms were, man. That's the way my mom was. But you understand what I'm saying is.
Either way, it's gonna change.
It's gonna change how you. And it was explained in one of the Marvel movies. They say like, oh, if you go back in time and change this and that. It's like, no, it's not going to affect. I still don't get it. But anyway, I'll show it to you later. But anyway, they say like it's not supposed to affect anything if you say something because it's an alternate world or some shit like that. But anyway, I feel. It doesn't. If you tell one person one thing, it doesn't matter. It's gonna change the whole trajectory of your future.
Yeah, I agree.
So it doesn't. So you can't technically say, "Well, I went back and I warned them about this and I warned them about that," but it's gonna change everything else, wouldn't it? Don't you think it would change?
I agree.
Like, because you're gonna have a different way of thinking about shit. So now it is gonna affect your future. So now what? Maybe you don't go to that school. Maybe you don't go with this dude. Maybe you don't go with that girl. Like,
because what happens in Back to the Future when Marty McFly saves his dad from getting hit by the car. He gets hit by the car.
He takes his dad's place.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the mom falls for him instead of the dad.
Which is a lot of pornos that I've seen.
Yes. So he starts becoming
irrelevant. Like he starts disappearing.
Yes,
like the family starts disappearing because why? Now they're not
destined to be together.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's movies, people. Yes, I know. I understand. There's no real way of knowing what would happen. But my thinking is that. My thinking is you can't tell your... Well, it wouldn't be future, right? It would be the past.
Past.
So that's why they say Back to the Future.
I don't know. I would still want the sports almanac because I want to freaking bet. That's just me.
But what do you think? I mean, was that? You said that you would what?
Oh yeah, you would.
Because the obvious.
That's what I'm saying. You would.
Your obvious answer.
I thought the obvious answer was going to go visit your younger self because, but like I said, but then you're risking altering your current state right now.
Yeah.
You know, for better or for worse.
Yeah. Could
you know?
Yeah. No, I would. I don't know, man. I honestly, I would rather. I kind of like a part of like Juana's.
Oh, of course you do.
Yeah, yeah.
Where she says, I don't want to know the future, man. Like I want to be able to. Y'all are stupid. We're gonna have to get you back on here, man.
Yeah, talk about never letting it down. Yeah.
I just wouldn't. I don't know if I want to know the future or a lot of the future, but I think there's a lot of things that I probably could have been saved from or done. But I don't know because you think about it and I'm like, but I'm here.
Yes.
I'm here. Like everything that happened, it didn't matter. I'm still here. So I don't know, man. Maybe it is my future self coming to visit me so that way I can make some money before I leave.
We all think about our past. We all think about like shit that we did. And we kind of talked about this before, but more or less. But like when you really think about shit, like, man, because I can think way back, like if, like from one day to the next, right? Because you meet somebody and you know you have a good night or whatever. I mean, to be honest, nothing happened, but it was just a good night. And then the next day you decide, I want to see that person again. And then you end up seeing that person for 8 years. Had I not seen them again the next night, who knows? It could have been completely different. And maybe I don't go through that experience. Maybe I don't get married. Maybe I don't, go through all that section of my life. I mean, I don't have a regret. It's not necessarily a regret, but I'm just saying how much different would it have been had I decided not to go the next night to see that person. I'm sure there's plenty of times that we've all thought about where we like, fuck, if I just would not have gone that way, if I not have talked to that person, had I not, and that's why I'm saying, because
and I think about
how is everything going to be different?
Because I think about that now, right? I think about my current self telling my younger self, don't fuck with that girl. But then my son wouldn't be born, and my son's here, and you know what I mean. So it would, because I would have not had him with that dumbass, psycho ass, crazy ass bitch.
I don't really think like that. I think you still would have had your son
just with somebody else.
Ah,
that's what I think.
Cerebral
But
assassin.
I would have had that crazy ass, psycho ass.
There you
bitch.
go. Yes.
Yeah. So, well, we posted another question since it's been 3 weeks.
Did we or did you?
Well, we talked about it.
I wonder who answered that, right?
Well, let's see, because I'll tell you, you know what? It wasn't as many as we thought. But the question was, if you could have a second husband, or for just one purpose, what would it be? And of course, I added to it and I said, or a second wife, whatever. Let's hear it, right? So, I didn't. So on Instagram, we didn't get any comments, but on Facebook, we got Sabrina says, "What if the current is my second husband?" I'm like, yeah. And then we had
Cubana said,
right.
Well, Vortex was like,
Vortex.
He's like, I'm gone. I'm not answering that one. And then so Sabrina continues and she says, "Sir, I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell you this. You're my second husband." And of course, I said because the first one couldn't do it right, so
they got all lovey-dovey and shit.
But we had another one. Brianna says, "Some days I don't even want the first one, much less the second one." And I talking to people, because I did pose this question off the social media to some people, and I got a lot of that response. What if I can't even deal with the one I have now? Why would I want another one, right? And honestly, so we heard the statistics. It was 70%. 70% said that they would want another husband just for sex, right? Which doesn't say a lot for the first husband.
Doesn't bode well for the first guy.
It doesn't say too much for the first one.
He must not have a big dick.
Or know how to use it, whatever it is, right? He must get in trouble a lot.
Because if she's gonna have a second one, you better bet that second one's gonna have a big dick.
But that means the first one gets in trouble a lot. If we go back to what we talked about a couple weeks ago, right? So, but I did get that though. It was like, well, and not a lot of people really said sex. It was more like, I don't even want to deal with this one. Why do I want another one? And and I thought about that, and I was like, dude, I can only handle one. I wouldn't even want to attempt to handle two. Like, that's not even... Now, maybe in my 20s, I would have been like, yeah, the more the merrier, right? But right now, I'm like, dude, no. Like,
I thought that was your middle name back in the day, Louie. The more the merrier.
No, it wasn't even that. The comment was, "Oh, what flavor of the month is?"
Oh, Betty.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Betty.
Hooch's wife.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't a second spouse, we'll say like that, be kind of like having two cars? One for traveling and then one for showing off.
One for pleasure.
Yes, and one for showing off.
I mean, if you really think about it, and I think that's the way the women, that's the direction that the women took that question.
But see, I would
'Cause
say
there's
more
70%
men
of
thinking
them.
that way.
Yes.
Well, yes, of course.
But
But
Maybe
think
it's for the
about,
men that aren't getting any.
70% of women went that direction.
yes,
They said they want him for
just that.
bang, just
Yes.
to bang.
Just to travel.
Yeah, just for travel,
Just to
just to show off, just to, look what I can do. Look what I can do.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But
I mean,
were these women that you were asking?
I asked both, and
they both said it.
both of them were like, I wouldn't want another
I don't think
one.
they were being honest.
I
really don't think
you
they
know
were
what?
being
I think they were.
honest.
It's because they were. It was more older people, not older, but like more our age people.
I mean,
and I
it's
think at this point, you're already in a place where you're comfortable, you're settled, you're good.
Yeah.
It's like why do I want drama, right? Because the other one, like you mentioned earlier, the other one is you're gonna be like, you see what she's doing? you see how she does this? And then you can imagine the drama that's gonna come from that. You know what I mean?
And it turns
Nobody
into a
wants
porn
it.
scene. And then, what
What if you do it together?
What's the
Like,
female
yes.
version of a cuck?
A torta? Oh,
That's, essentially. Really think like let's really think about it, bro. Guys, okay, yeah, I understand the answer. Well, I can barely handle this one. Well, that's why you got the second one.
you don't have to handle this one as much.
That's all you could. If that's all you want the second one for, then that's what she's gonna be, and you ain't
Yeah.
gotta worry about it. You just be like, hey, yeah, let's go.
This,
Like,
yes.
yeah, hey, let's go. Let's be honest. I understand. I get the question. I get the answer. Oh, I can't handle the first. Bro, you know what the second one's gonna be for?
Okay, now if we had to say, let's say the answer had to be no, you're gonna have a second one, but what would it be for? I think that question would have been because you're forcing people to answer now. Now my answer would be, well, shoot, to handle all the house stuff, so that way we can enjoy more of whatever we want to do. You know what I mean?
Hey, Yolanda, you need to cut the yard, bitch.
And make sure my steak and potatoes are ready. We gotta get back in. So, yeah. So I think if we forced people to answer, we would have gotten probably different answers.
My apologies to any Yolandas out there. I didn't mean to call you a bitch.
Salvador?
Well, except for that one. That one is a bitch. If you take the question
For what it
honestly,
is. Yeah.
I would imagine, okay, because the question was originally for women, but of course we changed it for men. Come on. Be honest, man. If you're going to have a second wife and she's only going to be for one thing, she's only going to do one thing. That's what I'm saying. That's how I feel. I wonder what Cubana has to say about that.
Well, don't post it. Let Lou post it.
I'm pretty sure we'll get a response after the episode. I'm pretty sure
If she still listens, I don't, No, the next episode is just going to be me and Cranky for about the first 5 minutes and see what happens. And see if they listen. They're like, oh,
See if it goes past 10.
Did you listen to last week's episode? Oh, it was just Cranky. Ah, we got you. Louie came on in the 6th minute. We got you. We'll have her back. She won't be happy, but we'll have her. Anything else?
Well, I know we talked about the.
Well, you know what? Never mind. Scratch that. I'm not going to ask y'all.
He's learning, Craig. He's learning. Well, remember, we did kind of just quickly mention. I just did. I think I'll do this as my quick shot because the last one was Sabrina's. The whole Wemby champagne thing.
Oh yeah.
That thing really a lot of things that celebrities do doesn't faze me. I don't care because they're not part of my circle. Mm-hmm. Right? Sabrina is so heavily freaking. Her social media is filled with a lot of celebrity stuff. she follows a lot of celebrities, right? So she says, "Oh, did you see this? Oh, did you hear?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't."
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I get honestly, I get a lot of my takes from her because she's the one that lets me know what's going on in the celebrity world. I could care less.
Yeah, I don't.
Because she's keeping up with the Kardashians.
Exactly.
That's why.
I could care less. But I did see this one, and it maybe because it's hometown,
Yeah.
right? So Champagne, who, if y'all all know, is a scrub on the freaking Spurs, right? As Porky said it, he couldn't hit freaking water if he fell out of a boat.
Couldn't hit the side of a barn.
Yeah, like as much as they hyped him up on TV about his 3-point shooting, the last 2 weeks seemed he had the yips, man. He couldn't freaking he couldn't buy a bucket. And maybe his salary ended. I don't know. He didn't have enough money. I don't know. He couldn't buy a bucket.
He ran out of tokens.
He ran out of tokens. Something. Well, so funny. There's a video of him shooting at the K1 speed. He's freaking shooting on one of those basketball machines, right? Basketball games. And apparently a young couple, approach him, I guess as he's leaving. And when they approach him, they just wanted to take a picture. Apparently the guy is a fan, has a card, has a jersey of him, all this stuff. And I'm like, they sold jerseys of him?
know, that's
That was weird,
He
right?
even
They
has a
sold
card?
jerseys.
He probably made his own.
Yeah. You know, maybe they went to Chrissy, man, who did our shirts. Maybe they had her make a Champagne jersey. I don't know, but
Champagne jersey.
but so they approach him and just ask him for a picture, and he shoots him down. He just says no and walks away, right? And I'm thinking, look, I get it if there's a bunch of people and you're just trying to, get in, get out. You want to go home. You want to go get something to eat. Maybe you're trying to go to a local bar. Just, something, right?
Yeah.
But nobody's around. It's just them, and he denies them a picture. First off, I'm like, you suck. Right? You're not a superstar.
Far from it.
Exactly. But then you hear the story of Wemby, where there's a kid on, of course, it's the north side of town, but, the kid's on the north side of town by himself, shooting baskets by himself, and Wemby sees him and just gets off and goes over there to where he's at and asks him, hey, mind if I join you?
Damn.
Can I play a game of horse with you?
Wow.
The kid's starstruck, but says, yeah, of course, right? And doesn't know how to take it. He hasn't really processed it.
And women
but
just
it's
fucking
plain.
dunks on his ass
Yeah.
every fucking
And he
H-O-R.
says too, he goes, I got HO on him. He goes, and he could have beat me if he would have just dunked it. But, he was shooting with his left hand. Like, he was doing all sorts of shit, right? And it's great. The kid had a really good experience with a superstar.
Yes.
Not a scrub.
Scrape.
Not the 13th guy on the bench. It was a superstar, the number one pick, the number one superstar in San Antonio, has an experience with him. He's playing, a crowd gathers, and when the crowd gathers, he says, all right, now it's time for me to go.
Peace out, homie.
But takes a selfie with this kid, and I'll see you later.
Wow.
The kid didn't ask Wemby, can I shoot with you? Wemby
Yeah.
asked the kid,
Yeah.
can I shoot with you? This guy is looking to make an experience for somebody when this other dumbass, what'd you say, Porky, vato scrape,
Scrape.
freaking
Scrape.
deny somebody a picture. Didn't ask, can I play the game with you?
Nope.
Can I go and show you that I can beat your score because you suck? Right? He said, I just want a picture. Nah, I'm good. And then walks away.
What a douche.
I'm like, you're really? I would have been like, no, you're not. If you look at your stats.
Matter of fact, I'll play you right now.
Yeah.
I'll see who wins.
I'd have been like, I'll even pay for our game. Because obviously you suck. So, yeah, dude. To me, I was just like, this guy just.
That tells you the mindset of these guys.
And
like,
if Pop would have still been the coach, I guarantee you that dude would not be playing next year.
No.
fuck that.
But we got timeout Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
we're
he's
gonna
probably
have
gonna be
him for
starting
a long time too.
50 games, so.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
That just tells you the mindset of these guys. Like Wemby, even since before he got here, he was already getting around the locals, going to bars, going to meet people, like just getting out there.
Restaurants, just getting out there. Yep.
And you see this dude, and that's why it's like, because that's how Tim Duncan was. Like, you never heard about Tim Duncan taking pictures with people, but
No.
he was never out. Probably, he didn't go out. He didn't
I did
do a
see
lot of
him
shit.
though at a pizza place.
Did you go up to him?
No, but somebody else did, and he just kind of looked at him and walked away. But Timmy was always like that.
Yeah, that's how
Timmy
he
was
is.
reserved. He was to
Yeah.
himself. He didn't want he didn't want attention. He didn't want all that. He was just like, just leave me alone. Like, I'm here to do this, and this is all I'm here for. But he was a superstar.
Yeah.
Okay? It wasn't like you were asking freaking, I don't know, who the hell did we have on the team that, you weren't asking Patty Mills. You're asking Tim Duncan.
But if you did ask Patty Mills, I'm pretty sure he would have been like, yeah, go
He
for
would
it.
have said yes.
You
I know, exactly. But see,
Matt Bonner.
Because I don't have this.
Yeah.
Nobody will give me this opportunity to do it again. Because I'm Patty Mills. I'm like the fifth man off the bench.
Yes.
That's the way that guy should have thought. But
Exactly.
he didn't think that. He
Yeah.
thought he's fucking superstar. Oh, no, man.
I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt Bonner would have said yes.
Yeah, Matt Bonner probably would have said yes.
Yeah.
Jack Haley probably would have said. the late Jack Haley probably would have said yes.
Freaking Shrimp, what's his name?
Dennis Shrimp.
I mean, bro, like those are the Twin Towers, remember? Like those people, I just don't get it from this guy, bro. It just made me feel like I don't even want to hear his name announced again, bro.
There's one dude that, throw him in the fucking trade. If we're trading somebody, throw his ass in there.
Exactly.
Like, get him
Well,
the
we
fuck
asked
outta
for that
here.
3 times last year and it didn't happen.
I kind of wanted to go into the softball thing, but I don't know. We'll wait on that.
What, Texas winning
No, the more stuff.
over the Pew Pew Texas
Yeah,
Tech Raiders?
Josh.
Let's go, baby! And then we didn't see no post after that.
Couldn't even buy a championship.
$1 million arm.
Yeah, couldn't even throw a pitch out.
Wait a minute. There it is.
Couldn't even throw a pitch out.
How do you not know how to throw a pitch out?
They don't teach him that.
Bro.
Well,
Coming
you know
from
what?
a catcher.
Honestly, I think she's never been put in that position.
She hasn't.
The catcher should know. It doesn't matter
I know,
if she...
but as a pitcher, she's never been put in that position because she's who she is.
Stop making excuses, bro.
No,
Stop
but
making
what
excuses.
I'm saying is that if we're in practice, it doesn't matter if we're ever going to be put in that position. The coaches put us in that position to prepare us for a case like this, because those are things that when they do onside kicks. They practice onside kicks in the NFL, in college, and in high school. They practice this. You know why? Because the receiving team wants to practice to make sure they have somebody that's going to be able to catch the freaking ball. Right? You want to put this person in a position and say, hey, if this ever comes up, what is she going to say? No, y'all pay me $1 million. I'm not going to ever do a pitch out. No. If you ever put in this position, that way you know what to do. Well, obviously she didn't know what to do, and she gave up the freaking winning runs and cost them the championship.
Well, the first game anyway.
It was the first game.
Well, yeah,
game.
but if they win that first game, they won the second one.
They won the second
and
one.
they would have won the championship. So, yeah.
That's the...
But that first baseman from Texas sucked.
Oh, they're giving that fucking game away, man. That poor girl.
They were trying to figure out a way to lose that.
There was
They
other-
still
there
beat
was-
Josh's Pew Pew freaking
Yeah.
Texas Tech Raiders. So.
Hold on, I'll do it again.
And I saw him yesterday, and he didn't mention it once.
Oh, he didn't say shit.
He did bring up the pitch outs and said, if I'm the coach, after that first pitch, I'm going over there and talking to her. He did say that.
Smart
and he's
man.
not even a baseball guy.
He's a smart guy.
He's not even a baseball guy.
Right.
And he said, if
Even
I'm the
he
coach,
knows that.
I'm going to talk to her
Even
because
he
that was a
knows
stupid ass
that.
pitch. Yeah.
How
so-
do you do pitch outs, but you're just throwing the ball over the plate about 2 or 3 feet higher?
And I
That's
saw
not what
that
you
last
do.
pitch, and I saw that last pitch. It was not even high. It was.
That's what I'm saying.
It was hittable, bro.
All
Those,
of them were hittable.
well, they were head high.
Yeah.
At least the first 3, and then that fourth one was right over the plate. And Josh, he's right. He's actually right. Like after that first one, I would have been hold up, timeout, hold on. I would have went out to the mound and said, look, this is how you fucking do a pitch out. You don't throw it over the plate. Put your arm out, step out about a foot, and catch it out there.
Yeah.
like I said, Miguel Cabrera taught everybody a lot of shit when he got that base hit. Look it up. That was years ago, but.
So I do have a question. Does the catcher have to be still in their box until the pitch is thrown?
Okay, so I don't know the exact rules for softball because
I'm thinking
there's different.
Stand over there. I mean, obviously
You have to.
The catchers, they position themselves, and especially like on the outside pitch. And I've seen them where their whole 1 foot is almost out of the area in the other batter's box, and they're giving a target. So I'm just thinking, why not move over about a foot and give her a target over here to throw at?
There may be rules, as we know, in softball. There's different rules, which is kind of weird because you think everything's the same, but there's maybe one or two things that I found out lately, and I'm like, what? I didn't even know that was a rule. But usually when you're a catcher, you stand up, you put your arm out. That's signaling to everybody that it's supposed to be a pitch out of some sort because they can get back into crouch and, like we've seen that too. But you do that because, hey, you're letting everybody know this ball's not coming over the plate. And from what I used to know is that you could not move out until the pitch was made. So you couldn't actually move to the other side until
you couldn't move until
the pitch was
until
coming.
she released the ball. Oh, they released the ball. Yeah. Well,
that was the rules as I understood them when I was younger. I don't know. They might be different for softball, but you don't throw the ball right over the plate.
I don't see how you let her throw 4 pitches like that, dude. I just don't get it. But either way, it worked out in
paying
Texas'
you $1 million
favor,
and you can't throw a fucking pitch.
and
out.
signed another $1 million deal.
And she'll be back next year. And apparently they picked up this catcher from Ohio State. She had like 20-something home runs, batted 4-something, and she's coming to Texas Tech now. So,
Well, you saw the
buying
catcher.
some more championships.
Well, did you see that now the NCAA, because all that was NIL money, which they had a separate kind of budget for.
Right.
Now they're allowing the NCAA, the colleges themselves, to pay directly to the players now.
Wow.
They're giving them, it was like between a $25 and $27 million budget to be able to pay players. So it's not now just coming from NIL. Now the colleges themselves are going to be able to
just pay them directly.
To pay directly.
Yeah.
And then you still have NIL money. So imagine all that money.
Too much, man. That's it, man. That's it. I'm tired. I'm done. I don't want to talk about this no more. Let's keep talking about it. Texas Tech sucks. Wait. Yeah, third time. Yeah, we give it to them. All right. Anyway.
I guess we're over the hour.
Yeah, we're
Not
way
over. Can't be.
If we didn't talk about Cubana so much, we would have been right on time.
No, according to Cranky, if you would have just done the announcements of the names of who's here.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that would have taken away 2 seconds.
Oh, my. That's why we need a producer, man. I should have put this on live.
You should have put
it on TikTok Live.
You should have put it on TikTok.
Camera right in front of Cranky. Right there.
I found a tripod that I have that we can use now.
Ooh.
So,
well, we're gonna have to face it this way.
yeah. So do it this way.
Yeah. All right, man. I guess that's it. I'm not gonna ask you guys. I'm not.
Got anything else?
That's right.
I'm not.
We'll go an hour.
I'm not gonna ask anything. I'm just gonna say that's it. Bon voyage. Talk to you guys later.
Peace.